We are joined again by a very, very special guest. Been on before. She's fighting on February the 13th, UFC 258. Gillian Robertson, welcome to the show again.
Thank you for having me again. It's awesome to be back and awesome to have fight news again.
I know, I'm excited. And before we get into that, I've got to ask, what were your thoughts on the UFC 257 card last night?
A lot of really good fights and a lot of unexpected things.
Mm.
I didn't expect Marina Rodriguez to beat Amanda Ribas. That was one thing
Mm.
that when she knocked her down, I was extremely surprised by that. I had Dustin going into the Connor fight. As the fight was going on, the first round, second round, Connor looked like he was really finding his rhythm and really being able to pick Dustin apart a little bit more, and then he just got caught. So that was awesome to see. It was a great night of fights.
What would you reckon about Michael Chandler's debut?
I was extremely impressed by that. The way he was just going down, attacking the body, and then come up with that three to the head. That was beautiful.
I know it was exciting to see him, and that's funny about what you said about Conor because I thought if anything, Dustin got better throughout that fight because he just seemed so confident, and the minute he got that takedown, I was like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I don't know. Connor came out in the second, was picking his shots a little bit and finding his rhythm, I feel like. And then obviously Dustin was able to capitalize, still found the opening.
Yeah, exactly, and obviously you've been a very, very busy person since your fight in December, taking part in a submission underground. How was that experience?
That was my second time doing submission underground. Both times have been an amazing experience. To be able to grapple against a girl like Pearl Gonzalez, UFC vet and Invictus star now. So that was awesome to be able to get that kind of experience. And also to get a win before the end of the year is dope.
Does that give you like does it put you in a better mindset for this fight coming up in February?
Yes and no. I guess grappling is not the same as
Mm.
MMA. It's a different world in there when you're not getting punched in the face.
Was it a different experience sort of under COVID? Was there more like restrictions and everything?
There was a lot of restriction. I think only the athlete was allowed. Only the athlete was allowed in the building. So it's like we didn't have any corners, didn't have any coaches, anything like that. Had to warm up by ourselves, and it was 11 days after my fight, so I had this nice little scar right here, opened right up in the first 30 seconds. So that was the only thing I want. Like going into that match, I was like, as long as my cut doesn't open up, as long as my cut doesn't open up. I took the stitches out the day before the match, and then first 30 seconds, I see a drip of blood coming down my nose. So I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good now. It looks much better now, and this is a pretty quick turnaround for you. But the quickest turnaround you've had since I think 2016. So how are you managing with that mentally?
uh, I I guess I haven't even thought of it like that. No matter what, I'm ready for a fight. So it's not the shortest notice fight I've had. So I feel like I've had like 4 or 5 weeks time, and that's good enough for a camp for me, and I'm ready to go.
Do you sort of prefer it that way?
Oh, 100%. I stay in camp year round. So it's like after my fight, even last time when I had the 9 stitches in my nose, I was back to the gym on Monday. So no matter what, I'm back in the gym, I'm back to working. And if I'm going to stay busy all year long, might as well keep me, try to test those skills, you know? So I love to try to get them back to back, stay as active as possible. And I'm hoping, hopefully 4 or 5 this year.
Wow, yeah, I mean that'd be cool to see. And do you not see that sort of tiring being in camp all year, or do you sort of need to do it to be at your best?
It's a lifestyle for me. It's what I do. Like people always ask, so what do you do outside of training? I'm like, I don't know, sleep. Like this is my life. This is all I do. So I'm just happy to do it every day.
Going into this fight, is your mindset more I've got to avenge this loss, or just focus on the win and just have fun?
Yeah, just go out there and be the best Gillian Robertson possible, no matter what. Every single fight, that's my main goal is just to go out there and display my skills to my best ability.
And your opponent, Miranda Maverick, I think she's on a four-fight win streak. So is this the best way to make a statement then, back in the win
Uh,
column?
yeah, it's definitely a good way to make a statement. She's an up and comer on the rise, and I think especially after her last fight with that stoppage, a lot of people are expecting big things from her. So gotta put that hype train to an end.
I mean, sort of with this fight, how are you expecting it to play out? Because obviously she's got a decent all-round style, and she just does a lot of jiu-jitsu like you. So are you expecting a lot of grappling or just a bit of everything?
I'm expecting it to be a mixed martial arts fight, a little bit everywhere, but obviously both of us are primarily grapplers. So I feel like that's where a lot of the exchanges are probably going to end up.
Do you think though that sort of means it's going to be like a cold bit of a Colby Usman where you're just going to be striking because no one's going to want to take the other down?
I guess it's either one of two extremes. It's either on the ground the whole time or on the feet the whole time. So we'll see what happens.
And the fighting's back at the Apex. I mean, do you sort of obviously you fight wherever you've been out to Abu Dhabi? Do you prefer that it's sort of closer to home than as opposed to going there and fighting at like what 6 a.m?
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. Like when I was in Abu Dhabi, I think I fought at 3 a.m. I want to say it was. So I usually do a shakeout the day of the fight. So morning of the fight, me and my coach will just go and we'll just like hit pads for like 5 or 6 rounds, just light work, just to get my body moving. And we did that I think around 7 or 8 p.m. So then it's like I go back to my hotel room and I'm sitting in bed. I'm just like looking at my clock. I'm like, I still have to fight tonight. Like that's crazy to me. Like it was just it's a different experience altogether.
How do you manage the like the sleep schedule then when you were fighting in Abu Dhabi? Do you have to take naps in the afternoon? Is it?
It was actually the whole time I was there, I kept my schedule acclimated. So I was going to bed, I think at usually like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and then waking up at probably about 10 a.m. eating, then going back to bed until 4 p.m. And it was just like we were keeping me nocturnal pretty much the whole time.
So is it fair to say that you definitely prefer fighting in Vegas as opposed to Abu Dhabi?
100%. It was an awesome experience to be able to go over there and like get the whole Fight Island experience and everything like that. But it's like I've got it done. I've seen everything. Now I'm good with just staying in Vegas for these next couple of fights if they can keep it that way.
How does the heat compare? Because surely they're both really hot, but Abu Dhabi just looks next level.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi is just like you walk outside and you're in a sauna. It's that next level of hot. Where Vegas is a little bit more like Florida, so that's home to me right now. So it's okay. It's not too bad in Vegas, but Abu Dhabi there's no way to describe that humidity. It's just next level.
Do you think as well? Because I know you love your snacks. You think they've got better post-fight meals there in Vegas than they do Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, and they got those post-fight edibles in Vegas, which make it worth it.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got those in Abu Dhabi.
No, you didn't have those last time.
And speaking of that card, that is a good card. And obviously, do you think you'll be sticking around for the rest of it, or are you just gonna get out and just focus on going back to Florida?
I'm usually just getting out, trying to get back to home. That's my main goal: is get back to my dog, get back to Rob, and get back to work.
Fair enough. And have you got a prediction for Usman Burns?
I want to go with the jiu-jitsu guy. I want to say that Gilbert's going to be able to catch him. So I'm always going to root for the jiu-jitsu guy.
And, you know, both these fighters like fight out of Florida. Usman's fighting out of Colorado, I think, for this camp. And do you think, what is it with fighters and coming out of Florida, training there? Is there something in the water?
I think it's just one of the big meccas of training. I think you see a lot of it like the like Vegas area, California area, and Florida. They're all just really big areas for training.
Would you ever think of training anywhere else or Florida for life?
I guess I have considered going other places to train, but I don't think I could deal with the winters of that. So I'm staying in Florida for the heat right now.
Any like ideal like country that you'd love to go and just see what training's like there?
I guess one that both my parents are actually from Scotland, so that's always been something that I've wanted to do, at least to go perform there. To be able to fight there would be awesome.
That'd be pretty. It's definitely cold there. If it was snowing here at the moment, and I'm in London, so you can imagine what Scotland's going to be like. It might be like Canada though. It could be like, if it could feel like home, because surely Canada's quite cold.
Yeah, but I'm not used to that cold anymore.
And I've got to ask a last question. It's a bit of like a fun one, I guess. Let's say there's been talk of fighting in the Colosseum in Rome, and I want to know, if you were in the Colosseum and you had to fight, what would be your weapon of choice and why?
That honestly, that's something that terrifies me. I've been to Rome once, and just like being in front of the Colosseum and thinking of everything that went down there, like that's an absolute like terrifying thing. Like people, thousands and thousands of people and animals have killed each other in there, fought to the death, and I think I'd have to choose like a javelin, be able to keep them away from me.
Well, Justin, but if you throw it, then you've got nothing.
Well, can you use it as a spear too? Yeah, does that work?
Yeah. You can't just chuck it and then it's gone straight away. You might need to bring a dog to help protect you if lions come out or something.
Oh yeah, he's not much help there.
Do you think, is there anywhere in the world that you haven't fought yet that you really want to fight, apart from Scotland? obviously.
Yeah, Scotland definitely. It's always great to be in front of the Canadian crowd, being my hometown. And I've never actually fought in the UFC in Florida, so that'd be awesome.
Oh, well, hopefully that can happen soon. If you hopefully some point this year, one of your many fights, I'm going to look forward to it, and definitely with this fight. And I've got to ask, have you got anything you want to shout out, sponsors or anything?
Just always my head coach Dean Thomas, my main training partner Jose Shorty Torres, and watch me get my hand raised on February 13th.